Hi guys, welcome to another 2-minute devotion with Dad. We're just backtracking a little bit again. It's amazing how when you read through something, I just felt to come back over a couple of these pages and I just sensed there's something in there. I didn't know what it was. And I don't know, as I see these things, I wonder if this is why. God's just showing me things. And yes, we're going to do another word study, but it's amazing. The stuff that's in here is just incredible, and I cannot not show this to you, because if we really want to learn stuff, we just got to study it, and this is what it looks like. So Jesus, in Mark 8, Jesus predicting his death, which leads into him reprimanding Peter, "Get away from me, Satan." This is the Mark version. And then it says, if you want to be my follower. And then it goes into the transfiguration, which we covered a few days ago. But here, we're in Jesus predicting his death. And it says, the Son of Man must suffer many things, be rejected, be 3 days, killed later. As he talked openly with these disciples, Peter took him aside and began to reprimand him for saying such things. Jesus turned and looked at his disciples and then reprimanded Peter. "Get away from me, Satan. You are seeing things merely from a human point of view, not from God's." And even just this word, this phrase, "you are seeing things merely from a human point of view." God just challenged me this morning and said, what's my point of view? What do I see things from? There's a lot happening at the moment in my world, especially some things, in church life and stuff. Whose point of view am I seeing things from? And even just that phrase and that direct challenge for me was like, wow, what's my heart in all of this? Am I guarding my heart? Am I letting it run wild with just accusations or conjecture or conspiracy theories or whatever? Which point of view am I actually seeing all this stuff from? Is it God's or is it mine? So as we go into the meaning of this phrase in the Greek Bible, I just wanted to just put that out there as a precursor to, this is where Peter's coming from. This is Peter's struggle as well. Because in Matthew, I think it was Matthew 16, 1 to 23. Let's quickly go back there for a second. Because Peter was saying, "Heaven forbid, Lord, that this should never happen to you." This is the rebuke that's not listed in Mark, that Matthew captures. And then Jesus said, you're a dangerous trap, because last time we talked about the dangerous trap and what that meant, all those words. So here, Jesus is still saying, hey, you're on the wrong bandwagon, mate. We've got to talk properly here. So speaking of that, let's go talk properly about it. Now, I've already gone into this, so I'll just go back here. And Mark chapter 8:33. "Get behind me, Satan, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but the things that be of men." And notice that word savorest, because when we savor something, we normally sometimes to do with food. Thou savorest. So, phronio. To have understanding, be wise, to feel, to think, to have an opinion of oneself, to think of oneself, to think or judge what one's opinion is, to be agreed of the same mind, to direct one's mind to a thing, to seek, to strive for. So it's not simply seeing things merely from a point of view now, is it? It's actually to direct your mind to think to judge, to have opinion. And down here, to exercise the mind, to entertain or have sentiment or opinion, by implication, to be disposed in a certain direction, intensively, to interest oneself in with, to set affection on. So now we're not just simply seeing things from a certain point of view, we are actually actively entertaining and driving a mind through self-discussion. When we ruminate on things, when we sit there, lay awake at night thinking, this is what it probably where it comes to. So let's just see what other examples are here. For they that after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, so they actively go and think about and seek. I mean, it just opens up all of these other verses. It's not about just, think about this. We actually meditate upon them now. Be of the same mind towards one another. He that regardeth the day regardeth it to the Lord. So you're actively thinking. All these things just changes. All of these makes you think more deeply about these things. Look at this one. Let us therefore, as many be perfect, be thus minded, and if in anything ye be otherwise minded, God shall reveal this even to you. So even that's an awesome verse. It's probably this very Devo in action now. That one verse is happening where God is showing us these things. Set your affection on things above, down the bottom. So, your mind, your heart, your yearning. It's not just about seeing things anymore. It's about how we think about it. And this is where Peter was thinking the wrong things. He was a very strong character. And I'm just sort of reading this. When he had turned about and looked at his disciples. Yeah, okay. So this is just something that I wanted to just show you guys again. In the context of how the NLT renders it, you're not seeing things merely from a human point of view, but it's actually there's more in there. And we could have gone into those other verses, but I'd rather you do that in your time if you end up with this. It's just the Blue Letter Bible app. It's great. I love it. And it just shows so many deeper contexts of the word that's been rendered into the English language from the Greek. And it just makes you think, because, I don't know, you probably heard the joke, only Australians can understand the phrase, yeah, nah, yeah, or nah, yeah, nah, that's, just think about that one joke and that phrase about what's meant by that and how many situations you can apply that to. Oh, yeah, nah, yeah, nah. When you think about it in context of, wow, that's such a really, crazy thing to say in that situation, but we know exactly what it means as Aussies. Someone else coming in would go, you guys are whacked out. But we know exactly what it means. So each one of these little Greek words, to sort of steal the same kind of feeling, has these kinds of connotations in that context. And especially socially, or back in the day, or, historically, in that situation. So we just need to go back occasionally and study and go, you know what, we might have missed a point here. And I think Jesus had a much more deeper meaning here. And once again, could be reading into it too much, but go away, think about it, and pray for yourself and ask God to show you these things. And he will. I'll leave it there for today. Bless you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.